Hello students, today we are going to discuss our lesson number 6, the subordinate courts. So as already we have discussed about the Supreme Court, that was the apex court, and all the other courts are subordinate to them. So this is the first topmost court of India. Then after Supreme Court we are having high courts. So except few states, all states are having its own high courts. So it stood at the second. Then after high courts we are having so many subordinate courts. So all the subordinate courts are under our Supreme Court and high courts. So let us start with this chapter. So first of all, the meaning of subordinate courts. The court of the district judge and other courts lower in ranking to it are called subordinate court. It means the court of district judge and other lower courts to this court of district judge. All these courts are known as subordinate courts. In other words, with the exception of the Supreme Court and High Court, all other courts are subordinate courts. As I told you that this Supreme Court, then High Court is there, then all other courts are known as subordinate courts. The organization, powers and functions of these courts are contained in the Code of Civic Procedure and the Code of Criminal Procedure. It means these courts are dealing with criminal cases as well as with the civil cases. So these code means a kind of instructions. Then besides these courts, there are many acts of parliament that confer jurisdiction on these courts. Means these subordinate courts can hear the cases, criminal cases as well as civil cases, plus many other functions, many other kind of works, many other kind of cases can be handled by these courts according to the Act of Parliament. Now let's start with the civil court. As I told you, civil cases as well as criminal cases are there. So the courts who will deal with civil cases, that is the civil court. Civil courts hear the cases related to land, property, breach of contract. Breach of contract means, for example, some contract was there and one party just break down that contract. So that is breach, means to break down the contract. And money transaction, etc. So all these cases are related to civil cases, means all these cases are known as civil cases and these will be here in civil courts. These courts also exercise jurisdiction over matters such as arbitration, guardianship, marriages, divorce and cases involving a will. So arbitration means, for example, two persons are there, they will approach third person so that third person can settle down their dispute. So here these courts are just like that third person who will means settle down their disputes. So under these civil courts, come to first, that is the district judge. The district judge, the court of the district judge is the highest civil court of the district. Means in a particular district, this district judge, this court is the highest court. Sometimes question could be there, name the highest court of a district, then you will write down the court of the district judge. Then in some of the districts, additional district judges have been appointed to assist the district judge. So from this point, my question is, name the highest court in a district. Then Second point is other civil courts. There are several civil courts working under the district judge, such as, so name the courts those who are working under the district judge. These are the Court of Subordinate Civil Judge first class, and the Court of Sub Judge, that is also known as Munsif, and the Court of Small Causes. So these three courts are who will work under these civil courts or the Court of District Judge. So here my question is, name the courts who are subordinate to the civil court. The district judge, the additional district judge, and the subordinate civil judge may deal with suits without any limit to their value. Suits means a kind of cases. So they can deal with all kind of cases. The jurisdiction of the other civil courts depends entirely on the value of the suit. So the district judge, they can deal, and subordinate to them, or the first class judge, they can deal with all type of civil cases, but the subordinate to them, here these are sub judge, that is known as Munsif, and Court of Small Causes. They will deal with the cases that is under their jurisdiction only. The Court of Small Causes have jurisdiction in cases where the value of the subject matter is small. So now they make it clear. So where the subject matter is very small, only that type of cases can be here in the small courts. Then is the appeals. From the decree or order of a small cause court, appeals lie to the Court of Sub Judge or Munsif. So from that small cause court, if one decision is given, then a person who is not satisfied with that decision, he can move to next court, that will be the Sub Judge or Munsif court. Then after that Sub Judge or Munsif, then he can move to civil court. Appeals from orders of the Sub Judge lie to the Court of the Civil Judge. The appeals from the judgments of district court and additional district courts lie to the High Court. And for example, one person is not satisfied with that small court, then he will move to the sub judge, again not satisfied, and move to the civil judge, means civil court, again not satisfied, then he can move to district court, still not satisfied, then he will move to High Court, and last option is Supreme Court. Then is the administrative control. The district judge exercises administrative control over all civil courts in the district. Means all the courts that are in a particular district is under the kind of control of district judge. Now the appointment and qualification of district judge. The district judge and the additional district judge are appointed by the governor in consultation with the High Court. A person to be eligible for appointment as a district judge or an additional district judge should be an advocate. So here let us do first this thing only. Then who will appoint the judges? This is my third question. So who will appoint the judges of a district judge court? That person is governor of that particular state where that court is, but he is not having all the authority. He will consultate with the High Court, then only he can appoint a person as the district judge. Then qualification. This is my fourth question. What are the qualifications for the post of district judge? So these are the qualifications. A person to be eligible for appointment as a district judge or an additional district judge should be. So number one is An advocate or a pleader of 7 years standing or an office in judicial service of the union or of the state. It means that person must be under the service related to judicial services, means that services must be related to judicial services, and the time period is 7 years. He could be an advocate there or under any other judicial service, then that person is eligible. Then except the district judge and the additional district judge, all other judges are appointed through competitive examination held by state public service commission. So those who want to be a judge in other courts must have to pass this examination, that is State Public Service Commission. So when they will pass out this exam, then only they can be a judge. It means here the criteria is competitive examination only. So up to this we have done the civil courts or the court of district judge, where cases related to civil matters will be discussed, where some kind of harsh crime is not done. Next is the criminal courts, as by name it is clear, related to some kind of crime. In your paper mainly questions could be there related to differentiate between the civil and the session courts. So session court means we are talking about the criminal courts. We told you that the civil courts hear the cases related to land, property, breach, as already we have done this part. Okay, so all these cases are related to civil cases and these will be deal in civil courts. Then the criminal courts on other hand deal with the offenses such as theft, violence, robbery, physical attacks, murder, dacoities, etc. So these kind of things are known as crimes, and that kind of cases will be here in session courts that are known as criminal courts. So let us start with session court. The highest criminal court of the district is the court of session judge, and this is my next question. Name the highest criminal court of the district. Usually it is presided over by the district judge, who is therefore called a district and session judge. So what we get from here, so when one district judge is dealing a case related to some kind of crime in session court, he will be called as a court of session judge. Person could be same. Okay, it is in the session court that more serious offenses such as robbery, dacoities and murders are tried. More serious offenses are tried in these kind of session courts. The session or additional session judge alone can award death sentences or life imprisonment. So they are having the authority to give this kind of punishment. Whether there is an appeal by the convict or not, a sentence of death must be confirmed by High Court before it is carried out. So for example, session judge gave punishment of death, and after that judgment, that person who got this punishment, whether he is there to appeal in High Court or not, whether he is willing to appeal or not, but before to give that kind of death punishment, it is must that death sentence or the death punishment that must be confirmed by High Court. It means High Court will give permission for that same, then only that death punishment can be given to that particular person. Next is the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate or Chief Judicial Magistrate. The Chief Metropolitan or Chief Judicial Magistrate is not competent to pass a sentence of death or of imprisonment for life. So this cannot give death sentence or cannot give life imprisonment. He can pass a sentence of imprisonment only up to 7 years. So this is his limit, that he can give punishment up to 7-year imprisonment only. Then is the Judicial Magistrate. A first-class judicial magistrate is empowered to pass a sentence of imprisonment up to 3 years. So what we are getting here, that our session court can give a punishment up to life imprisonment and death punishment, but must be confirmed by High Court. Then when we are talking about Chief Metropolitan Magistrate, that is also known as Chief Judicial Magistrate, he can give punishment up to 7-year imprisonment only. Then when we are talking about Judicial Magistrate, that a first class judicial magistrate, he can give imprisonment up to 3 years only. Whereas a second class magistrate can pass a sentence of imprisonment up to 2 years only. So these are their powers limitations. Then is the appeals. The session judge hears appeals against the judgment of Chief Metropolitan. So that first person, that is our civil judge, he will hear appeals against the Metropolitan Magistrate, that is the Chief Judicial Magistrate. Then all persons convicted by session courts are permitted to appeal to the High Court. So the decisions given by session court after all these appeals, that can be heard in High Court. It means those who are not satisfied with this particular decision, he is having the right to appeal in High Court. So next is revenue courts. Only little bit we will discuss about these revenue courts. So the lowest revenue court is the court of Tehsildar, and the deputy collector hears first appeals against the decisions of Tehsildar. Means one person will move to Tehsildar related to revenue type of things. Then if he is not satisfied, then that appeal could be with the deputy collectors. And the highest revenue court in the district is the court of collector. Then commissioner's court is the next higher court. The commissioner's jurisdiction extends to all the district in a particular division, in particular area of a state of means under a state of a district, that will be under this commissioner. Then the highest revenue court is the Board of Revenue, which functions under the supervision of the High Court. So this is the highest revenue court, but he will do his work under the supervision of High Court only. And the High Court is the supreme judicial body of the state, having jurisdiction in civil, criminal, revenue and all other matters. So when we are talking about High Court, it means all these kinds of matters, whether civil are there, whether criminal, revenue related are there, or any other matter is there, High Court is having the authority to deal with all these kind of matters. But other courts about whom we just talked, they are having their limited scope or limited powers or limited type of cases they can deal with. Next, Lok Adalat. This we will discuss in our next video. So in this video I asked near about 5 questions. So just write down the answer of these 5 questions. Thank you.